Ain't gonna let nobody.
Muhammad Ali is an important historical figure. I will be discussing his life, his accomplishments, along with where he was born, where he died, his religion, and most importantly, his impact on society. Muhammad Ali was born on January 17, 1942 in Louisville, Kansas, with the birth name Cassius Marcel Clay Jr. Cassius Clay became a boxer after having his bike stolen at the age of 12. Fred Stoner was his first trainer, and over the next 6 years, Clay won 6 Kentucky Golden Glove championships, 2 National Golden Glove titles, and 2 Amateur Athletic Union crowns. Clay went on to win the light heavyweight gold medal at the Summer Olympics in Rome, 1960. After the Olympics, Clay turned professional and won 19 straight fights. Ali considered Cassius Clay his slave name. On February 1964, he rejected his slave name and called himself Cassius X. He was later anointed Muhammad Ali. He said, "Cassius Clay is a slave name. I didn't choose it. I didn't want it. I am Muhammad Ali, a free name. It means beloved of God, and I insist people use it when speaking to me and of me." Muhammad Ali converted his religion to the Nation of Islam at the age of 33. According to sources like Encyclopedia Britannica, Islam is the religion of the Muslims. It is a monotheistic faith revealed through Muhammad, the Prophet of Allah. Ali's beliefs led him to evade the draft to the Vietnam War. Ali himself tells why he didn't want to go to Vietnam. "If I thought the war was going to bring freedom and equality to 22 million of my people, they wouldn't have to draft me. I'd join tomorrow. I have nothing to lose by standing up for my beliefs. So I'll go to jail. So what? We've been in jail for 400 years. This was reported by Heavy.com, and the quote was from 1967. On June 20th, 1967, Ali is convicted of draft evasion, sentenced to 5 years in prison, and fined $10,000 and banned from boxing for 3 years. Ali appealed his case and was back in the ring by October 1970. In June 1971, the U.S. Supreme Court overturned his conviction. Muhammad Ali had a huge family. He was the father of 9 children and had been married 4 times, although not all of his children came from his marriages. His children's names were Myram, twins Jamaliah and Rashida, Muhammad Ali Jr., Hannah and Layla, and Ali's last wife, now his widow, married the former boxer in 1986, and they adopted 1 son together. His name is Asad Amin. Maya and Kayla were both born out of wedlock. Muhammad Ali died on June 3, 2016, in Scottsdale, Arizona, at the age of 74 after a 32-year battle with Parkinson's disease. He was suffering from respiratory infection, which led to septic shock and finally took his life. The civil rights movement of the 1960s left a huge mark on American history. Ali was right at the center of it. The Vietnam War started November 1st, 1955, with immense popularity among U.S. citizens, but began to lose its popularity by the later part of the decade. Ali was much against the war, not only due to his religious beliefs, but because of the fact that the war was discriminating against some Americans. Ali had a direct effect on society with strong opposition to the war. After what is now called his stump speech, Ali gained a huge following. He simply started, "I won't be used by powerful white men as a tool to kill other people who are fighting for their own beliefs and freedom, and neither should you, especially if you're poor and or black." Ali denied the draft because he didn't believe he should help in a war when his own race was suffering at home in the U.S. 2 other quotes from Muhammad Ali shows another reason why he doesn't want to fight in the Vietnam War. The first one says, "I got nothing against no Viet Cong." And the other one says, "I ain't got no quarrel with those Viet Cong." Within a month after those quotes hit the press, support for the war dropped below 50%. 2 months after Ali was convicted of draft dodging, the Vietnam War had an approval rate of only 27. By summer of 1967, there was little to no support, especially with Black Americans. This shows Ali's direct effect on society. Ali gave up his boxing career, which would have supplied him with millions of dollars and years of fame, to stand up for his beliefs and his faith. Because his boxing career was at an end, Ali developed his life to speaking out against the war and against the government system, where rich sons go to college while poor sons go off to die in a war. Because of Muhammad Ali's great sacrifices, there were many impacts. Like, for instance, in Los Angeles, there was a Muhammad Ali Day. He was a leader in the civil rights movement and paved the way for other athletes to use their influence to speak out. Recently, LeBron James wore an I Can't Breathe shirt in support of Eric Gardner. Colin Kaepernick takes a knee during the national anthem to protest police brutality. These athletes aren't risking nearly what Ali did, but they are definitely inspired by him. So throughout Muhammad Ali's life, he went from a small-time boxer to a big-time heavyweight title boxer and into a role model. In conclusion, Muhammad Ali was a role model to a lot of people, and he had a huge impact on society and the way people think and act.
Turn him round.